Good morning, good afternoon, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, whatever it is you celebrate. This is officially the first episode of NFC East Beast. Wow, that can't happen. First episode, we're going to have some flaws, but it is NFC East Beef. With myself, I'm Jefe. Call me Jeff, call me Jefe, whatever you feel. We're also going to be doing um, some some episodes with my boy Corey, who is a Dallas fan. I also have some other fans who are Eagles and Giants fans. They'll be hopping in here. But I feel like we definitely need to be talking more because we are the best division in football. We are the most entertaining. We have the most Super Bowls, and we're great, right? Well, we're just now becoming great for the first time in a couple of decades, but it feels good. So we're going to be doing a lot of episodes where we talk about the current state of each team, what's going on with them. I know it's towards the end of the year, but we have nothing else to talk about besides this football game, right? So, first things first. What a year for football. We have a lot of great teams and we have a lot of bad teams. Um, for my Commanders, we're doing unspeakable things that nobody really thought we were going to be doing. And we're just let me just give ourselves a clap for that because it's been a long 30 years. It's been a long 30 years. So it's just happy to see us doing something worthwhile, right? Um, let's start from my team and then we'll get into Dallas really quickly. Um, what a game. This is currently Christmas Eve. We just played the Eagles. Um, I know we're going to hear a lot of excuses about Jalen Hurts went out, unsportsmanlike penalties, this, whatever. Regardless, what just happened was that man, Jaden Daniels, threw for 5 touchdowns on the last drive of the game. Yes, Smitty dropped the pass. Does he usually catch that? Yes, he does. But guess what? He didn't. That I can't help that. He drove back and finished the game. No matter what happens, Jaden Daniels still had to drive the ball down the field, and somebody had to score a touchdown. That's the end of the story. Doesn't matter. I know Jalen Hurts not playing was a factor. I'm not a naive. You'll learn that I'm not a naive Commanders fan. Um, was a factor, yes, but I heard Brunson say this. They didn't lose because of Kenny Pickett. Kenny Pickett did great. They scored 26 points with him. That's one. Washington had 5 turnovers. That's two, right? They allowed 5 throwing touchdowns by Jaden Daniels against the number one defense in the league. That's three. All three of those things have nothing to do with Jalen Hurts. Matter of fact, I think the league average, or I'm sorry, the Eagles' average for points this year is 26 points, which is what Kenny Pickett scored while he was in. I don't know what to say. Was he going to be a factor? Could he have scored other points? Yes, I think um, that is a factor, but it is what it is. Nobody's saying y'all. Everybody's saying Commanders face the backup quarterback. Who have the Eagles been playing for the past decade from the Commanders? I'll wait because I know all the names. I didn't hear a thing when they were playing Gary Gilbert. I didn't hear a thing. You know, I didn't hear a thing when they beat Heineke. Heineke got one in. Heineke for sure got one in. Um, I didn't hear any of this. Oh, that win only mattered because they faced a backup quarterback. I don't want to hear that. Especially a backup quarterback that did good. Kenny Pickett did good. And didn't the Eagles win a Super Bowl with a backup quarterback? I think y'all did. I think when it comes down to it, football is football. I think when it comes down to it, Kenny Pickett did good enough, and Devontae Smith did not complete the game-winning pass. Simple. Now, who has the better roster? Eagles. They have the better roster. Who should have won? The Eagles. They should have won. Who is projected to go further in the playoffs? The Eagles. But you know what? We're happy. And there's no reason to take that joy from us because of this game. Y'all 12-3, we 10-5 right now. We're happy. We beat a plus-win team. Happens. Right? Philadelphia. AJ Brown's a bad man. Saquon Barkley's a bad man. They have a lot of hope. I hope that Jalen Hurts is okay. And I saw a lot of people saying that was a dirty hit. That wasn't a dirty hit. If you play football, you know that's not a dirty hit. It wasn't a late hit. He was a runner. He dove forward. Got hit. You know, a lot of these hits on Tua, they ain't dirty hits. Boy, just hit his head. That just happens. It happens when you're a running quarterback. And I don't wish injury on upon nobody. I wish that Jalen didn't get hurt so we wouldn't have this sort of excuse. But it is what it is, and we are here. He's a great player, and if we do face him in the playoffs, if we get to the playoffs, which I'm hoping we do, I hope that he's fully healthy. They still got to go out and beat the Cowboys and the Giants, but you never know what can happen. Any given Sunday, right? They almost lost to the Panthers the other week. If Leggett catches the ball, what are we talking about here? You know what I mean? If Leggett catches that ball against the Eagles, we might be in first place right now. Let me do the math. So what is it? It's 12-3, right? If they would have lost that game, they would have been 11-4. If they would have lost, they lost our game, that'd be 11-5. So not quite, but whatever. It would be one game behind. So it's a lot closer, right? Dallas. Y'all don't know Goods. He is a big Cowboys fan, bigger Texas Longhorn fan, but a big Cowboys fan. And Dallas, they should have lost. And again, if you know real football, these players are not going to tank. The management might, the coaches might, you know, the front office might, but these players have families to feed. They have careers to build. They're not tanking. In their minds, they're not tanking. Now, the front office might say, you know, the last two games of the season, let's see what's happening with Trey Lance. That's a tanking move. But whoever's on that field, they're trying to score touchdowns. They're trying to take the ball away. Because if they're not getting paid yet, they're trying to get paid next year. Right? So kudos to, oh God, I'm not gonna say that. I almost said that sentence. I'm not gonna say that. They're doing what they need to do to make sure they're fed. That's all I'm gonna say. And if they hurt their draft chances, their draft position in the meantime, it is what it is. And they don't get Genty. If they get Genty, oh my gosh. I do not want them to get Genty. But it is what it is. So we talked about 3 teams so far. Quickly, I want to really quick go over the Giants. Congrats, you got the first pick as of right now. But the same thing with you and the Cowboys players. The players on the field are not tanking. They're trying to get paid, right? They're trying to put on tape for the next team that drafts that signs them or whatever the case may be. They're going to keep fighting, and if they get Shedeur Sanders, great. I'll say this right now. As of right now, I don't see the sparkle. You know what I mean? That oomph. I don't see that from Shedeur. He's a good quarterback. He's good. You know who else was a good quarterback? Malik Willis. He's doing all right. He's doing cool. He's back up, but he's cool. Sometimes, you know, doesn't work out. I don't think this class of quarterbacks will be what the Giants need to turn their franchise around. But who knows? Shadur and Malik Neighbors might turn New York around. It could happen. You never know. Nobody thought Bo Nix was going to do anything. And but let's get on that topic really quick. Bo is doing good. He's doing good. He also has a much better defense than Jaden does. With a more experienced head coach. And his stats are not to the level of Jaden's. Now, he did have a higher total TDs. I think that's great. I think that mattered up until last week. I think if he scores more TDs and their team wins one or two more games than Jaden, that matters a little. That matters. But Rookie of the Year and MVP are not the same award, right? And I'm not saying that Jaden is the MVP of the league. He's not. He's the MVP of his team right now, for sure. Is Bo Nix the MVP of the Broncos team? I don't think so. I think they put away good teams because of their defense. Not to mention, we're going into the year and the Broncos defense was already established as a good defense. Washington's defense was 32nd. 31st or 32nd. With a 31st or 32nd ranked offensive line. Not only has this front office turned around the defense to being a top 15 defense, but they've also turned around the offensive line, which is a top 15, top 10 offensive line. That's crazy. That's crazy. With nothing more than Terry McLaurin. Austin Eckler is doing great. Brian Robinson had a few hiccups the past couple of weeks, but he changes our offense, so I'm throwing him in there. And Jaden Daniels. Noah Brown did really well, but he was thrown away by the Texans. Nobody else wanted him. So what does that tell you? We're making things happen with other people's trash. Another person's trash is our treasure, right? It's usually the other way around. Usually we get rid of somebody, Cody Barton, back in the day, Carlos Rogers, Kai Forbath. Whoever leaves here, they usually go off and they're doing better. That's just how it used to be. But now, people want to come here. I can't say how dramatic this change has been from the front office to Terry almost breaking the record in TDs, another 1,000-yard season. Jaden Daniels, he's been breaking a lot of records. He has one more record to break. I think that's the rushing title that RG3 has. I think he needs a little less than 100 yards to do that rushing. He can break that. I'm so impressed. Now, you'll probably be like, oh, Jeff, this is mainly Commanders episode. I get it. That's because I'm the only one here. But when Goots gets here, we'll be talking more about mainly Cowboys and Commanders together, especially because the last game of the year will be Cowboys versus Commanders. But for the first episode, I just wanted to get on here and just say, as a Commander fan who has been a Commander fan for 30 years, I'm 31. And you said, Jeff, how you a Commanders fan when you a baby? I got my baby booties, the baby booties with the Redskin mark on it. I've been certified. I have artwork. You see my paintings back there. I have artwork up at the stadium. I have murals up at the stadium. I've worked at the stadium. I used to work at the stadiums in the little food court, not the food court, the concession stand where you get all the burgers stuff. I used to work back there. I was a kid. I worked at the sports and learning complex across the street, and we take kids over to field trips to the stadium. I die with burgundy and gold blood coming out of my body. It's certified. And if anybody wants to join in on what we're going to do here, I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I think this is going to be like the NFC East Super Friends type thing. But right now, it's just me and Corey, and I have a lot of respect for Louis T and Brunson and all of them. They're great. I watch their episodes, sometimes not all of them because they you last them for like 3 hours. But if you're interested in talking about football, a sport that we love, right? If the NFC East, if you have arguments, let's argue. Let's argue. This will be a space, where you can argue. You can say you're, Cowboys fans. Oh, this is our year, right? That's their thing. This is our year. We're going to Super Bowl, right? There were some fans that were even last week talking about we can still do it. That's the faith they have in their team. Come on here, let's argue respectfully, but let's argue. We're cool. Drop your name in the chat, subscribe, and we're gonna be doing a lot of these episodes, especially coming next year. I should have a lot more time next year, but we're definitely going to be doing the NFC East beef episodes more recently, and I'm thinking about coining the beefy boys. I don't know. It's funny. We had this old lady at Walmart who used to call me and my friend, she came up to us and she was like, beefy. And now my girl always says something about that. She walk around, she's like, beefy. So it's funny. I'm thinking coining us the Beefy Boys podcast. NFC East beef with the Beefy Boys. But yeah, y'all, like, subscribe, comment, share. If you think this is gonna be interesting, if you're an Eagles fan and you got your own setup, I see Chris on here. Don't know him at all, but I watch his videos. If y'all on here and y'all want to discuss what just happened, let me know. I know Jenky's on here, Jenky Rondo. This dude cap a lot. I don't know what his deal is. I don't know if it's a joke. I think it's rage bait, honestly. But I think we'd have some conversations, and this is the podcast to call it out. I'm going to call out facts. Well, at least about my team. I will call out facts about my team. And if you have facts to back it up, then we're going to have a great discussion. But if you don't have facts, I'm going to end this really quick. All right. And this is first of many episodes, but yeah, it's been a pleasure. And like, subscribe, check in for the next episode. Peace.